attraction, which I mentioned earlier. That happens to be that particular haunted attraction right there. That is the Space Needle. 1991, two men were working on the Space Needle, a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old. They've been working very hard that day because of the height of the tourist season, a lot of people in town, so obviously a lot of work for them to do. Now, somewhere around 1 o'clock, they became convinced that their supervisor had forgotten about their dinner break. You know how people get about their breaks. So they tracked him down and they said, "Hey, what about our break?" "Oh," we said, "I'm sorry, I did forget. Go ahead and take yourselves a 30-minute break." Now, they went to the top of the Space Needle for their break. I'm told that it's a lovely view from there. That might have something to do with their choice. At the end of the 30 minutes, they decided that 30 minutes was not long enough for the amount of work that they did. They thought they would stretch it out. They figured they'd walk down the stairs. That should take at least 20 minutes. And they're on the way back to work. What they would say. So they started down the stairs. Now, they got about a third of the way down and started to think better of the idea because, as you can see, there are an awful lot of stairs in that thing, and they were not quite up to the challenge. Now, the 19-year-old was the brains of the outfit, and he said, "I know what we'll do. We'll wait for the elevator to come down, jump on top, ride it to the bottom." The other guy said, "That's a great idea. You go first. After all, it was your idea." So he did. He waited for the elevator to come down, just like he said. When he did, he jumped on top of the elevator, just like he said. One thing, though, that he didn't consider is that on top of that elevator, all the gears and pulleys that drive the elevator. The other thing that he didn't think about is that there's a significant amount of grease on top of that elevator. Everyone knows what happens when you step in grease, right? Slip. That is what happened to this young man. He slid into the gears that were driving the elevator, which caught a hold of his pant leg. And before he could get his pant leg out, it got a hold of his leg. And then his other leg, and the rest of it. While this is going on, there was a carload of people in the elevator. The first thing that they noticed was a thump on top of the elevator, and then the lights flickered. And then the screaming started. Now, the screaming didn't stop until about halfway down the elevator shaft when the elevator itself came to a complete stop. That is because the gears were not quite strong enough to go completely through the man's body. That is where the elevator became jammed. It is also, unfortunately, where this young man lost his life. Now you have a carload of people stuck halfway down an elevator shaft with a dead guy on top. And the blood from that young man was a significant amount, as you can well imagine. Had to go somewhere, didn't it? Gravity, being what it is, down the outside of the elevator began to run for a while. Then it started seeping into the cracks on top of the elevator and got inside the elevator. What's inside the elevator?
People.
People, that's right. So for the people stuck on this elevator, just like something from a horror movie, blood raining down on them the entire time. For some reason, it took them 3 hours to rescue the people from that elevator, which time they're all taken to a local hospital and treated for shock. Now, they say that everyone involved in that instance is still in some sort of counseling to this day. They also say that strange things do still happen on the Space Needle. Some people have reported the thumping, others the flickering lights. And still others say that if you listen really closely and the wind is just right, that you can still hear faint screaming in the distance. So if either one of you decide to ride the Space Needle and you do experience any of these phenomena, please call us back whenever you call to make your reservations and tell us your story. We'd be glad to add you to the Ghost Walk. However, so far, yeah, no one has done that.